Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another Kaspa update. Now, you've heard so many people on the internet telling you that Kaspa has topped right here and it's time to sell. If you don't sell right now, you're probably going to lose 90%, 80%, 70%, whatever the number may be. But I've seen a lot of predictions in the community saying that we are headed for a bear market right here. So let's quickly take a look at some of the things that are being said and see if they actually hold any value. And if we have an alternative value, we're going to take a look at that. But before I get into the content, I just want to kindly ask you to help me spread this video by delicately tapping the like button. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm, and people looking for Kaspa updates will now be able to find this video much more easily. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel just yet, I would encourage you to do so, really, because I do tier on Kaspa and a number of altcoins on a regular basis. And without me running mouth too much, let's actually get into the real stuff. So you've obviously heard about the RSI divergence right here, and I just want to show you that this thing on this specific price that really doesn't hold any water, because what you notice is each and every single time this price that is broken into new all-time highs, there's always been bearish divergence. So the bearish divergence exists only until you break it, right? So it's something that you should never be relying on, right? Take a look at this instance right here. You can see this ABC correction right here, but take a look at this. The price right here, the RSI actually is a little bit higher compared to the next all-time high that you see right here. So you can actually see that that bearish divergence there didn't hold any water or something like that, right? You take a look at this right here. So if you take a look at the next peak and the next high that was set right here, obviously this had already broken that RSI divergence that we have had there, the bearish divergence. But you can also see that the bearish divergence is only there until it's broken, right? Take a look at this instance, for example. You can still see that there is bearish divergence here. This peak right here is obviously higher than the peak that we have, and we can see that it's the opposite thing on the price chart, right? The peak here is lower than the peak that we have right here. So where is the bearish divergence? The bearish divergence only exists until it's broken. So this is the same instance where we are right at the moment. You can still see that, yeah, we are having a bearish divergence even compared to the previous tops right here and the top right here, and even the top that we recently had. So is it going to hold any more water? I don't think that really it's something that I should take into consideration in my technical analysis, considering that it has always failed on this specific price chart, right? One other thing that you hear is that we have got this bearish pattern that you can see. Let me quickly go ahead and draw that. So this would be the structure that I'm talking about. Let me go ahead and catch that nice and easy. We are taking a look at this symmetrical triangle where you have got that converging line at the very top, and then we have another one at the bottom right. So this is predicted to break to the downside, and then from there it's going to be doomed. But I'm going to go ahead and show you here that this pattern only is bearish up until you have got a break at the lower line there, right? So if you break the lower trend line, then it marks the bearish the beginning of a bearish trend. But if you go ahead and break to the upside right here, which I can tell you with a high degree of certainty, not many people can actually go ahead and predict whether we are going to break like to the upside or to the downside. So I don't think anyone can say with a high degree of certainty that this thing is going to break to the downside. But so if these things are not correct here, what exactly are we looking at? Let me go ahead and clear this nice and easy here. What you can see on the price chart, you can see these ABC corrections which I've drawn on the price chart right here. ABC correction here, ABC correction here, and I'm gonna go ahead and show you what exactly they highlight. So these are actually, corrections on the price chart, and they resemble something that is actually much bigger, right? Traders in cryptocurrencies, stocks, whatever they want to trade, they use a certain theory called the Elliott wave theory, right? So it goes like something like this. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4. So they actually go ahead and say that price moves in these 5 waves right here. Now you notice that you've got 3 waves going to the upside, and they're called impulse waves, and then you've got corrective waves right here, wave 4 and wave 2 right here. They go to the downside. Now what you want to see is in each and every single wave right here, which is maybe wave 1, wave 3, and wave 5, you want to see 5 waves within those waves. So you can even come up with smaller waves in here to build that bigger wave, right? So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, right? So you have got, this is your first wave right here, and then you go ahead for a corrective wave. You go with something like an ABC correction. That's your A, that's your B wave, and then that's your C wave. Now remember, these are within the bigger waves, right? Now what you can also do is you can even have smaller waves, right? So for example, you see this wave 1 that you have in here. You can even have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to mark that smaller wave, and then you can even contribute to the bigger wave, right? So let's go ahead and continue highlighting this one right here. What you notice is we can say that here we have got 5 waves as well. In wave 3, there are rules obviously which we're going to get to in a minute. So you can go and say that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So these are 5 waves within wave 3, and then we can go ahead and have our bigger correction here. Let me go ahead and catch that nice and easy. So we can have our ABC correction in the 4th wave. So that's 1, 2, actually 3 ABC. So, and then we have our final 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the upside. Let's go ahead and do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So this is basically what we are looking at when we talk about Elliott wave theory. And as I've mentioned already, that we can actually have smaller waves. Let's go ahead and try to do that in the fifth wave here. So you see this first wave that we have to the upside, we can go ahead and divide it and say we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know if you can see that. And for the correction as well, you can have an ABC correction. It won't be really clear, but let me go ahead and show you the structure that we have here. So eventually you're going to end up with something like this. You've got a bigger trend in which you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves to the upside. And then within these waves, right, we've got smaller waves over here. So we're going to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These 5 waves, they make just, one wave right here, ABC correction, make the second wave, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. To make the third wave, 1, 2, 3, ABC there. We're going to make the fourth wave, and the fifth wave will continue like that, right? Now we can also further divide these minor waves. Obviously, we can go with like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right here to come up with just this wave right here. And then if we combine these ones right here, they just give you like 5 waves, obviously, right? So if you want to go ahead, you can do something like this. You'll be saying this is all 1, this is 2, this is all 3, this is 4, this is 5. So on a price that usually you can see maybe something that is much more realistic would be the lowest thing that you see here with 21.13, 21.13. So this is maybe as realistic as it can get, but you can even divide it much further, right? So going back to our Kaspa price set, what we are implying right here, at least myself, right? I'm implying that we are in actually an Elliott wave theory, an Elliott wave actually, and then we can go ahead and do something like this. So since we already have clear ABC corrections right here, the only job that is left to do is to find out where the 5 waves are. So I can go ahead and show you something like this here. We can go ahead and say 1, 2, this is maybe wave 3 here, this is wave 4, and then wave 5. So what you end up having is you have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves and an ABC correction. What you usually expect here are 5 waves. We can go down to even a lower time frame so that we can come up with 5 waves in here, but we're not going to do that for the sake of time. But you can also see that here we can consider this one as a wave, right? And then we can consider this one as an ABC correction, a corrective wave, and then here is another impulse wave here. We can go ahead and say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. Let me go ahead and highlight that so that it's clear. But we could go even to a lower time frame and come up with a much more detailed video, right? So let's go ahead and say this is 1, this is 2, maybe this is 3, and then this is 4 right here. You can see that we have an impulse wave there. So what you end up now having with this whole thing is a complete cycle and one that is actually recently forming, right? So let's go ahead and do that. So we have 5 waves right here. Remember, we said we can make this 5 waves into one. So we have got wave 1 here and ABC correction that marks wave 2, and then we have another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the upside. This would be your wave 3 here, and then ABC, this marks your wave 4 here, and then finally we have got wave 5 right here. So we have one complete cycle right here. Now what we'll be expecting obviously is a correction, as we have already had right here, which is an ABC correction, right? Is our ABC correction. But after this ABC correction, you're expecting another cycle to show. So what I'm implying right here is, yes, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is one cycle only. We have a correction, and this is just the beginning of another wave right here. So we go ahead and do something like that right here. If we are going to say there's an ABC correction, we go ahead and say, okay, this would be your wave 1 right here. I don't know where it's going to end. Wave 2 is still to come, then wave 3, and then wave 4, wave 5 still to come right here. To have at least 2 consecutive cycles. Now people will be saying, okay, this price that is written something like 281 X, right? Yes, I know this is something that is not really normal, but this is not only a reason to say, you know what, the price is going to come down like now. Yeah, that 90%, that 80% is going to come up at some point. I agree with that, but in my own opinion, this may not be the moment, because I can see a clear structure on this price chart here. So let me go ahead and show you what's happening in this new cycle that we have begun. Remember, we said that we can have minor waves or smaller waves inside of a bigger trend, right? So if we say this is our bigger trend, our first wave right here, you can go ahead and say that, yeah, can we come up with 5 waves right here so that we can satisfy this ABC correction that we have just recently have? We can actually go ahead and do something like this here. We can say this is your wave 1, and then this is your wave 2, this is your wave 3, this is your wave 4, then finally this is your wave 5. So if we have wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right here, you have an ABC correction. Now what you are looking for obviously is the new beginning of a new cycle. So you still expect another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a ABC correction, and another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to mark the top of the first wave right here. Let me go ahead and illustrate that one so that maybe it's easier to visualize, right? So what I'm trying to say is we have had already an ABC correction here. We are starting a new cycle that will be wave 1, maybe wave 2 here, wave 3, wave 4, or wave 5, right? And then we have another ABC correction. Let's see what we can make of this right here. So I drew that like super quickly, right? I shouldn't have done that. I should have waited a bit so that we can, you know what, visualize these things much more easily, right? So this is another ABC correction with a final 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the upside, and then this wave 1 that you see for the new cycle would have been complete. So this is where we are. Let me go ahead and do this to mark the top of the 5th wave right here. We can go ahead and do something like this. So yeah, we may have a correction, but I don't think it's going to happen just now. We still have got room to grow to the upside, in my own opinion. Yeah, we have heard people talking about the RSI, but this RSI divergence is not reliable at all. But obviously, none of what I say is financial advice, and you should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say, all right? But if you like the content, don't forget to tap the like button, share the video with friends and family, and then I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye.